Welcome back, Yellow Jackets, to another episode of Yellow Jacket Life. As always, I'm Eli.
And I'm Becca. We're glad that we finally get to see you all this week.
Yeah, these snow days are really curing my senioritis.
I know the feeling. Anyway, today we got a show filled with a lot of fun for you guys.
And yeah, we know that the holiday that is, or rather was, Valentine's Day has passed, but we still have a few tips for you.
Oh, come on, Eli. It's not that bad. Plus, it was like 2 weeks ago.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, now that all of that's out of the way, we asked Ken Johnson and Gerb to share their best advice for surviving Valentine's Day.
So listen up, because their tips may help you make it through next year with your dignity intact.
That's right, Eli. Let's see what they have to say.
All right, so I'm here with Mr. Johnson to get some Valentine's Day advice. So, what would you say is the best advice you give for Valentine's Day?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Well, yeah, because
chill by yourself, just forget.
It's just another day. It's just another day. Now, if we got out of school for it, it would be a better day. But because it's just a Valentine's Day, don't do it.
All right, and when you were younger, did you have any good moves that you could use?
Usually when I walked in, that was the move. Everybody's, oh, there he is. He's here. It was not necessarily red carpet, but it was discussed.
Nice. Well, simple as that with Mr. Johnson. So, thank you. All right, now I'm here with Mr. Gerberding. So, Gerb, what is your Valentine's Day advice that you would have to give?
Valentine's Day advice is always laugh at the people that bring the chocolate and the flowers and the balloons and the rings and all those people are silly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to make a difference, you bend down, take a knee, pull out the wedding ring, and get engaged. That's love.
Right then and there?
That's true love.
All right. And when you were younger, did you have any signature moves that you'd use?
I definitely did not bend a knee back in those days. No, my signature move, I wish I could say I was cool enough to, yawn and put your arm over and all that. That just didn't work for me. So
not it.
I think maybe in elementary school I threw a rock at somebody once, but, let them know I liked
Just
them.
catch their attention.
Because that's how you do it in elementary school.
Yep. All right, well, that's it from Gerb. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That was actually some great advice. I think we can all agree that Valentine's Day is more than just hearts and flowers. It's about really showing someone you care.
Uh-huh.
Stop being so salty. Maybe take another day off.
We do have another snow day left.
You're being ridiculous.
Exactly, but can we get back to what we're doing?
Fine.
Thank you. Now, let's switch gears up a little bit. Up next, we've got the teacher's edition of Let's Talk About It. So glad our teachers know how to keep it real with us students. That's right. Alea, Ava, and Brooke got to chat with our favorite teachers about all the kinds of stuff you don't want to miss out.
I'm here with
Nurse Roz.
And what is the best piece of advice you have ever been given?
Read the Bible and go to church.
Thank you.
And I'm here with
Coach Joe Lane.
And what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I had a college professor tell us one time to find something that you really love to do, and eventually somebody will pay you to do it. And it's exactly what I did. I've got the best job in the world. I get to teach kids and coach kids, and they pay me to do it. So that's good advice for all of you out there.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm Brooke, and I'm here with
Dr. G.
And what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
That would be at a retirement party for a physics professor who, when asked to give advice, he said, "Don't be late to meetings, because when you do that, you're telling everybody else that your time matters more than theirs."
Thank you.
I'm here with
John Parker.
And what is the best piece of advice you have ever been given?
Make sure you change your oil regularly.
I'm Brooke, and I'm here with
Mr. Guillemette.
And what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
That's a loaded question, Brooke. I would have to look back at when I was in college or coming out of college and trying to think of careers, jobs, things to do. And at the time, I was working with my dad, and he had a business remodeling houses and revamping them, and we would flip them and sell them for profit, obviously. But I wanted to get into something that was going to be more sustainable. I wasn't really a construction guy. And I had one of my old teachers, one of my old professors at school that I attended at the time, or I'd graduated from, had told me or asked me if I'd ever thought about getting into teaching. And I thought, well, they're crazy. There's no way I'm going to do that. And at the time, who I was married to was a teacher. She was a teacher, and she actually said the same thing. And that door opened without any kind of pushing or prodding on it, and went through the process, got certified to teach, and 25 years later, I'm still at it. So that was probably the best piece of advice I got, was to go back to school and pursue an education degree.
Thank you.
I'm here with
Wendy Johnson.
And what is the best piece of advice you have been given?
Two things. The best piece of advice, I believe this wholeheartedly, is that you've got to treat people the way you want to be treated. But the best advice that I think impacted me the most was when I worked at UT for Pat Summit, and making a short story long, what I learned from her was that we're all going to need help one day. She said one day maybe she needs help, and I thought in my inside voice, you're Pat Summit, you're the first coach to get $1 million contract. I don't think so. And then of course she had the Alzheimer's and passed away, and yes, still needs help for Alzheimer's, even though she's passed away. So it taught me that it doesn't matter who you are, rich, poor, famous, nobody, it doesn't matter. We're all probably going to need help one day. So treat everybody the way you want to be treated.
Thank you.
I'm Brooke, and I'm here with
Coach Gwen.
And what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Well, I go back to the 5th grade. Miss Wade was my 5th grade teacher, and she told me one time that if I wanted to be a good leader, then I needed to lead by example. If I tell by it, that means, not by verbal, but just setting good example by how I act and how I present myself, and that I could, change the things you can change and accept the things that you can't change. So that was some good advice for me in the 5th grade.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And speaking of teachers, we would now like to take some time to appreciate our teachers. It's now time to move on to Student Spotlight. We now go to Caden, who is interviewing our very own Aaron Lane. Let's get to it.
All right, so I'm here with Aaron Lane, also known as 2K. So Aaron, how does it feel to be the new scoring leader for Roane County High School?
It feels good. A lot of hard work put into basketball, and it feels good to have that hard work pay off.
All right, and how do you stay so on top of your academics while also being involved in so many sports?
I mean, it is a lot of work, a lot of homework, and studying outside of school, but just dedication to both of them, balancing everything out.
Nice. And what are your college plans?
I plan to go play basketball at Tennessee Wesleyan University and start my major in nuclear engineering.
Sweet. Well, there you have it from Aaron Lane. Wise words.
Thanks, boys, and congratulations so far, and good luck with the regional basketball tournament beginning here at RCHS on the 28th. Oh, and don't forget, Yellow Jackets, you can catch the next episode of Yellow Jacket Life next week, where we'll have more fun, more laughs, and more randomness. Make sure to stay tuned because we've got some cool events coming up.
Yeah, and we can't miss all these important dates, like the mini college fair next Thursday, the 6th, in the gym.
That's right. So get ready for a crazy and chaotic spring season.
Oh, and don't worry, if you're still thinking about Valentine's Day, maybe it's time to start planning for next year. You've got a whole year, people.
And that concludes this week's episode of Yellow Jacket Live. So until next time, stay awesome, Yellow Jackets.
And remember,
Go Jackets.